said that.
Wow, fiscal philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It's Saturday, and it's Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. On Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, you could be doing a wide variety of activities, hobbies, perhaps phone calls you could be having. What are some things you could be doing at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern fiscal philosophy that would categorize you as not very smart at all?
Man, you could be cramming the zins into your mouth.
Ooh, not good.
You could be eating donuts.
Donuts.
Yeah, from Krispy Kreme or something like that.
Seed oils in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get in the diabetes. You could be mainlining Ozempic. You could be driving a Cybertruck.
Yeah, that's probably not the greatest time to be driving.
You could be financing your Cybertruck and paying $1,500 a month for it.
Hey, you could be in a relationship, maybe an open relationship, and you couldn't have enough money to get your lovely lady a car potentially. Just some unfortunate things.
You could be one of those soft finance guys that everybody's talking about.
You could be in bit of a third leg relationship, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm. You could be a fan of the chair.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what that might mean, but
Captain's Corner, maybe your favorite restaurant, let's just say.
It could be. You could be cosplaying as Dave Ramsey.
On Twitter.
Calling people Gollum.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. By the way, everybody, the Gollum will not be joining us tonight, unfortunately.
Surprise.
Yeah, the Gollum had a headache, supposedly. Maybe finance guy had something to do with it.
It's true. You could be bag holding TSSI. We got that in the chat.
Yeah, let's see who's in the chat here. Could we be saying a potential appearance tonight? This is an open show. This is an open column. This is like WWE. Anything can happen tonight. Dividend dude has stepped up to the plate. We have Jesse, a good viewer. Jonathan Judas, and you guys know what we say. We haven't seen Frank and Shamir in the chat in a while, but if Frank, Shamir, and John Judas are all in the chat, things could go down, or things usually do go down. Blake is in here. We probably will cover High Tide.
Yeah, there is something that happened with High Tide, so we'll
cover that at some point for sure tonight. We'll definitely make it a video throughout the week. Big stuff there. But tonight we are having none other than spring break. Lots of other kids in college are partying. They're going out. They're doing the drugs, the alcohols, the gamblings, the OnlyFans,
sexual behaviors.
All of those are plural for some reason. But Dividend dude, what are some things that you shouldn't be doing at spring break at college right now?
A lot of people for spring break are going to Fort Lauderdale, drinking their heads off in various clubs and bars and, doing some various things. And you can do it at college, right? It's time to have fun if you're going to have fun at any time in your life. But you could also be doing better things. So
that's right. That's a loser mentality.
Tell them.
Double D's, are you in a frat?
Not disclosing that information.
Oh, no.
What? I mean, yeah, no comment.
No comment.
Okay. Well, we'll leave
it
there.
That means yes.
That means yes.
No, it doesn't.
Nobody does it like Signu.
I speak your lingo.
Yeah, but we do actually, we're hosting open call-ins tonight because Kajay will call out sick. And our first viewer call-in is none other than Strongman Personal Finance. He is the Cashflow King's official accountant. Looking awfully buff tonight. Strongman, welcome in.
Oh, let's talk about dividends.
Yeah, dividends pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you on X, bro. You have some good posts. They've been helping me grow my my X reach a little bit. I appreciate it.
I just I post what I want. I don't know. If they help you, that's good. It's good. You could use them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little slacking on X. I mean, you're a lot better at copying and pasting a bunch of ticker symbols and then posting them into posts. Can you teach me more about how to get more engagement?
I mean, I'd say that's kind of like a bad way to put it. I mean, yes, there's a lot of tickers on the post, but there's different. It's a stock market Twitter, right? You're gonna talk about various different names and make posts around them. I don't think it's. I'd say that's a little. I wouldn't characterize it like that, but I guess if you want to put it like that,
it's just it's a little convenient. Like it's almost like you find the stocks that are trending, and then you make a post with all the tickers in it, and then you get a lot of engagement, and then that's stock.
And clearly, the stocks that are trending are VT.
If you're talking about stocks that are the most popular, then you're going to get more engagement. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're grifting, dividend dude.
I mean, I wouldn't call it that. I think grifting is more
I would.
Scamming. I'm not scamming anybody.
Strongman, did Dan Weston send you?
No, I just saw you guys were live, and I wanted to meet the world famous dividend dude.
That's Google whale to you.
Because these sound a lot like Dan Weston's.
Yeah, Dan should have been here tonight.
Dan's
He's out drinking supposedly for St. Patty's Day, even though the roles should be reversed theoretically, with dividend dude being the frat captain.
Allegedly.
Allegedly the frat captain.
Oh, are you in college, dividend dude?
Yeah.
How old are you?
Right now, currently 19.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. We're young.
Yeah, Ryan's like, what?
I wouldn't say like,
Hey.
But yeah.
If we want to have a contest of who's the oldest here, I win.
Yeah.
Let me go away.
No, Dave Ramsey's in my heart, so
okay.
I'm actually older than all of you combined.
Strongman, were there any debate points you wanted to bring up tonight? Any stocks, supposedly, any concepts, methods?
Oh, so we're just coming up with debates. I mean, I just want to talk about the concept of dividend investing. I like to troll dividend people.
So I know that's his name, but he doesn't strictly only buy dividend stocks anymore.
We do it for the branding and marketing.
He's moved on from, I think, the whole just being only focused on dividends. Is that not correct, sir?
Yeah, I don't really. It's not only dividends. That was just the name I made when I created like the channel, and I was more into dividend investing. But I've since kind of not really. It's not. I do dividend invest. I'd say still like mainly, but I've strayed into like other companies. Like I own Amazon and I wouldn't say Taiwan Semiconductor is really a dividend company, so I don't own only dividend companies.
Hey, Crocs is a
but I just wouldn't change my name. Like I'm not just gonna like change it after I like built up so much like rep with this name. It wouldn't make sense.
I mean, you're on the VT path. I mean, in about a couple of years, you're gonna eventually do QQQ, and then you'll do VOO, and then he'll do VT. He's already on the path. I like
VT
this.
is the international. What is that one?
It's the total world stock market.
It's the total galaxy stock market.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't... Only if SpaceX gets in there, then the whole galaxy.
Yeah, we're gonna add Mars to it.
Why would someone do that instead of like something like the S&P 500 or something though?
Because U.S. stocks, bro. If I'm gonna quote what I think Strongman would say,
VT has the S&P 500. It's just a matter of percentages.
I guess. Yeah, but I feel like it would be better to bet big on America. No. I mean, I don't know.
I am betting big on America at market cap weights.
Yeah, we have multiple Trump supporters as guests tonight. That's one
thing.
Did
you know that international stocks are crushing U.S. stocks over the last 3 months? Did you see that past performance?
But what about the 5-year performance?
Okay, look, stop, Ryan. Okay.
Are we all gonna just cherry pick the time frame that makes our own idea?
All that matters.
Yeah.
All right, so dividend dude, do you think the exceptionalism of U.S. stocks isn't already priced in, or do you think it's underpriced in?
I mean, I don't think I would be able to say that. I think if I think what's going to perform best, I think U.S. stocks are going to perform the best. I think obviously, I think the U.S. is going to stay like the dominant company for not company but country for capitalism. I think U.S. stocks will generally perform better. I think in general U.S. stocks earnings grow faster. We have the best companies in the world. I think it's going to stay like that, and I could be wrong. That's just my prediction.
I mean, you're probably right. I mean, they probably do have the best earnings growth and we're the font of capitalism. But that my argument is that could potentially already be priced in. and maybe it's
Yeah.
exuberantly priced in.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I mean, there's also the argument that people are underestimating. I mean, even with Amazon, like robotics in the future, I think that's going to drive significant margin expansion, like in a decade, in 2 decades. I don't think people price that in. And then, I think there's certain stuff you can't really see with U.S. stocks that opportunities will come in the future. I don't want to sound like one of these hyper bulls, but I think they're going to do really well.
I mean, I think American stocks in the long run will be fine, but
What about
I mean,
Palantir,
I think just going all in one country, massively overweighted, because like the whole market is determining the prices of the securities based on all future, known expectations. So basically, by overweighting them, you're actually taking a more bullish position by far than even the whole market as a whole is assigning to those companies.
Yeah.
So buy VT, basically.
I'm probably not going to do that. Maybe in the future. Maybe my stance will change, but yeah, we'll see.
All right, so I guess I won that debate. Awesome. Is there anything else you want to debate about?
What about who loves Palantir, guys?
We're both on the same page with Palantir.
That is so dumb.
I think if we threw out most individual tickers, probably there would be more agreement than disagreement on each individual one that you could throw out from finance Twitter, especially. Because I throw out Palantir, we're on the same page, right? Throw out how about hymns? Throw out hymns. Who's buying boners?
I think hymns is. I think it's unpredictable, but I don't think it's a bad investment. I wouldn't, I think the fundamentals are going in the right direction. I don't know enough about the business, but I don't think it's a bad investment. Just off face value.
How about MicroStrategy, guys?
Problems?
No, MicroStrategy. No,
Lincoln wants to discuss Nike.
Oh, that might be a good one.
This is a very good topic of debate.
I've talked about Nike. Nike is definitely my most controversial holding, but I'm fine with that. I think. Am I going to give like a short thesis here? Is that what I'm being asked to do?
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, do you think Nike's going to outperform?
Yeah.
Really?
I do.
Why? Just valuation?
I think. Well, the valuation actually it doesn't even look that appealing on a forward earnings basis. I think it's like close to 30. But I think in the long run, if you're talking about like just owning a stock, we're not just owning Nike for the long run. I think their partnership with obviously top sports leagues and sports. I think they're the brand that's closely associated with sports, most closely associated with sports across the globe, right? They have relationships with all these leagues. They have the most money out of any sports brand, and they're going to stay most closely associated to, let's say, athletes like LeBron James or, all these other athletes. And kids are going to see LeBron James wearing a jersey with a Nike logo or their favorite player. And sports is a global thing, and I think Nike's going to be able to capitalize on that long term. Sure, there could be some short-term turmoil, and I think there is, but with the new management, with them staying in that top position as that sports brand most closely associated with sports, if they stay there, I think they outperform long term. And I could be wrong. It's not more of a – I know the numbers aren't the best in terms of like the valuation. Oh, it's close to 30 times earnings. It's more of a qualitative thing for me. And I could be wrong. I'm not saying –
I'm bored, but I just want to ask you one more question, David, dude, then I'm going to leave. Did you get mad when I copied your tweets and posted them on my Twitter?
No, you can do that. I don't care. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Quote of the year.
Sure. Like,
hey, now you've done it. Now you've got permission. Isn't that nice?
People? I rarely get mad at people for I mean, I don't think I've like ever been really triggered at anyone. People, and there's a bunch of people on Twitter that try to like clown on me or shit on me, and I don't really like. I just look at it. I laugh maybe a little bit. I'm happy that it helps me, right? They're giving me more recognition, so whatever.
Yeah, fuck Tom Nash.
Like, it's fine. I don't know.
Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to copy literally all your posts now, so I appreciate that.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, guys, you have a wonderful night. It was nice. I thought I was going to trigger you, but I didn't, so I guess I failed tonight. But
yeah, get off the show later. Put on a real shirt. What an appearance! Geez. That was kind of wholesome. While you guys were doing that, I was pulling up the Nike financials on the best investing software, Finchat.io. Link in the description for the affiliate link. Our founders aren't deadbeats. They
I don't know about that.
We mess with proper marketing and quality uploads. My thing is like 5% growth over 10 years. Like that's where's the future growth going to come from? That's my issue.
So even more so than that, like where do you think the return is going to come from? Is it going to be actual earnings growth, or is it going to be multiple expansion? Like,
I think
because Apple's gone up a lot over the last year or so, and that's all been multiple expansion.
I think in the short term, if you're talking about where could potential in the short term, it's definitely going to be multiple expansion, right? I think if Nike were to do really well short term, it's going to be because the stock popped from 20 times earnings to 30 to 40 times earnings, like it was previously priced. Now, in terms of the long term, I think it's going to come majority from earnings growth. The reason I think that is, like I said, it's more of a type of, I think Nike is going to do very well in developing markets. I think, in every single sport, Nike is kind of trying to position themselves as the most closely associated brand, and I think they're going to continue to do that, and I think that's going to drive growth. It's more of an international thesis, and I think even in the U.S., just pricing power on their products. Obviously, there's competitors with Hoka and On. I'm not saying there's not. Every time I've talked about Nike, I've addressed that, and certain people have acted like I haven't, but I have. And so, obviously, there's those companies, right? There's competition, and everything there's competition, right? So, I'm not saying that that's not there. I'm just betting on the company with the most capital, with the relationships for the long run. And I think, like I said, with the whole world, if Nike's the brand most closely associated with sports, people are going to view them as the premier sports brand. People are going to buy their products. Kids are going to see their favorite athlete next to a Nike brand, and eventually they're going to want Nike stuff.
So what are what are the developing markets? I swear, Aria, I thought that before you even said it. So I'm not gonna.
Markets. Kind of mostly, I think in Africa and South America, I think like you talked about, and China as well. China not as much as the other two though, I think. But in their most recent earnings, they were talking about developing markets as like where new volume sales could come from. And so I think they're still going to do well domestically. Like I don't think they're not going to do.
I need an answer to something. So you presently own Nike then?
Yeah.
But you don't have Crocs anymore. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's also
true. To be honest with you, like looking at both of them, I feel like Crocs looks better today.
And this is coming from the same person that said that I thought Nike was a better buy long term than Crocs a year ago.
I am honestly, Crocs looks incredibly cheap. I will say that it looks like it could definitely be a good investment here. I was thinking about re-entering it, to be honest, but is
there any reason why you wouldn't want to own both? Just too many shoe companies in your.
I don't think I want to. I really with Crocs. I'm still like, the thing that gets me is that obviously I don't think it's a fad, but I don't know it for sure. And also,
you're starting to sound like me from a year ago, man. Like
sound like us from a year ago.
From anecdotally.
Yeah,
this is
because like
in college, people love Uggs. Like I'm telling you, or at least in my college.
Bitches
people love wearing Uggs, right?
I mean, I definitely think Nike has a stronger brand, or that kind of thing. Like Nike is probably more of a household name in more parts of the world, and they have I guess what you would call a high-end premium product. Like they've got the Air Jordans and all that stuff, like the kind of coveted brands. But I don't know. I mean, it's hard to argue with Crocs being like 7 times earnings or something.
It's like it's actually about to go under 6. It's crazy.
Versus Nike being at like what 28, 30, whatever it is.
5% revenue growth over the last 10 years.
Well, Nike, I think it's 20 or 20.
Like imagine how goated that buyback could be if Crocs really cranked it up.
All right, I'm trying to pull it up. It's not. It's loading right now.
Crocs.
I think it's my internet.
Crocs, they do have a little bit of debt. I know that, but yeah, I think they have started buying back shares. They definitely have a plan. I know that because when I held the company, they issued a plan. I think Crocs should do very well from here. I think it's a bit unpredictable, but I think the stock should do very well, to be honest. I honestly think Nike's I think it's safer. I think both are attractive. I think Crocs is a little more risky. I think Crocs, there's probably higher upside. I mean, just for this year, Crocs has a guidance. I think earnings per share is projected to drop 2 or 3%, and then it's projected to grow like very, very low single-digit numbers. But it's priced for like no growth. So if it could even hit those targets, it's kind of attractive.
Yeah. We do have another viewer calling, and he has not been on the show in a long time. It is none other than Jonathan Judas.
Yeah, I figured if all the OGs were coming up, I had to hop on.
The OGs have made an appearance this Ides of March. They say beware the Ides of March.
What's that?
Because the OGs will join you on the Cash Flow Kings.
Is there any topics of debate or discussion you want to talk about, John?
Yeah, I am curious, Dividend Dude. Why are you not changing your approach to like a swing trader? Because most of your value, like long-term picks, aren't bad. They just are timed terribly.
God damn.
I mean, what do you mean by that? Because I've only made money on realized like sells in the past couple months. But
like we were saying, take Crocs for example. Like if you just short term like swung that,
I did. That's actually that's what I did. I sold that 140.
But guess what I'm getting at. So I don't understand your long-term time frame approach for most of your picks.
That's fair. My actions in the past year, I will admit, have not looked like a long-term investor. I'll say that. That's fair. I'm not going to argue against that.
Would you say that maybe like there's a potential argument to be made of like maybe over managing your investments, like maybe trimming too much, adding too many things, and then selling them later and that kind of thing?
Oh, I struggle with that too, though.
I think we all have.
I think I've probably done a little bit too much, but I think with the current portfolio, I think with my current portfolio, the holdings shouldn't change too much over the next couple of years. I mean, obviously I thought that every other time, but I'm really good with, I only have 8 companies in my portfolio. I'm really happy with each of them. No, I don't. I had it for a very short period of time. I didn't really, but yeah, I think I'm confident with my 8.
So if you only own the 8, do you also have like quote unquote forever holds, or are you just these 8 are just what I am doing right now?
I mean, I don't think I could say. I mean, the closest to a forever hold is probably Visa in my portfolio, maybe Microsoft. But I think like the thing with Apple, when I bought Apple, I thought I was going to hold it for a very long time, and then the stock goes up to like 230 and 240, and it's not growing revenue anymore. Like, you have to sit there and say, okay, you have to sit there and your thesis has changed. If the company stops growing and they're trading for such a higher valuation, you can't just like hold through that. You have to be monitoring and re-verifying your thesis, and that's when I sold Apple. So, if I'm doing that with all my companies, sometimes I make moves, and sometimes I regret them. Maybe I make too many moves, but yeah.
No, it makes sense. I agree with that.
Blake has a question that I think is an interesting one.
Yeah. How much technical analysis goes in helping you decide what prices to buy and sell at?
0.
As Greg Doucette once said, a 0.
0.
Which, like, as Blake's been telling me, I probably should invest in a box of crayons to start.
Yeah, we're nerds.
Jeez.
Apple's. I don't know if Apple's growing, Lincoln. That's
it's growing like low single digits revenue.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
It's nothing to bring a girl home over. Like,
yeah, the growth has significantly slowed. It doesn't make sense. You're paying way too high a price for the ecosystem. Like,
but the ecosystem.
I mean, it's a good ecosystem. I have a bunch of Apple products myself, but I'm not paying that much.
Seymour Duck also gifted a membership, so you know what that means, Fiscal.
Yeah.
Dividend Dude gets to sip on some water while we do our nice dance. That's enough. Thank you, Seymour Duck, for the membership. We greatly appreciate it. And Whoever got it, you're welcome. Enjoy the great value that you get as a cash flow.
I think Jonathan lost his connection. I don't think he meant to leave.
John did. Oh, okay, he can get back in. We have the pinned comment.
I
Anybody
like
want
that
to buy
profile
cyber?
picture Mr.
Say what?
Seymour Duck made for me. He made a profile picture.
Oh yeah, the new one. It was great. Seymour Duck. I'll wake up. It's funny. Like I'll wake up or just open Discord for the first time in the day, and like he'll just show some like AI generated picture, or, like video of me smoking a cigar, and it's just very.
I don't know how he makes that stuff.
I really like that.
I think he uses Grok, if I'm not mistaken, but
that's
yeah.
You guys use Grok?
I use it to make my my Twitter profile picture.
Yeah.
I used it. I used it for like more school stuff, actually. But
I basically fed it a bunch of my video like thumbnails and told it to make a cartoon version of that guy.
No, I'm not even joking. Like I'll occasionally go on there. It's so easy to make a cartoon version of you. Just generate a picture of a white male with a black tank top, sunglasses, a beard, and a ponytail. There you go. That's all I need. And then it's like a perfect representation.
I know it works so well. And everybody knows it's me.
Yeah, I know. There's no
I mean, everybody else wears real shirts. You know,
yeah. We need to we got to discuss high tide, I think. That because that was a big there was almost a coup this week.
Not exactly. I've seen the different reactions to it. Some people think that Sundial bought the amount they did in order to send a message to anybody else that might be interested in doing a takeover, that it's going to be like a war, essentially. That's what I heard some people saying.
We should probably explain to everybody what we're talking about. So basically, from my understanding, and this is very vague, Blake could probably correct me in a minute. I'm messing up something, but this company, what is it, Sundial?
Yeah, it's Sundial.
I know SNDL. That's literally what I know about it. That's how irrelevant they are. They bought 5.4% of High Tide, I want to say.
Yeah, 5.4%.
5.4% of
like
High
4 point something million shares or something.
Yeah, and basically High Tide is how much does the board own? Like it's not a lot.
So there's conflicting information out there, but the source that Google AI pulls from says that insiders as a total, which would be Raj, the board, all directors and executives at the company, etc., all together own 52%, but that might not be accurate. And it says that retail investors own like 38% or something, and institutions are only at about 7%. That's what that breakdown said. But I'm not really sure of the exact accurate breakdown. It's difficult to find because the breakdown on NASDAQ is like completely different. And Guru Focus is the one that had the numbers that I just stated. So it really, I guess it depends on what numbers you trust the most. There's probably some way to actually nail it down and verify it, but I haven't dug much more into it than that cursory look.
Yeah. So basically, people are terrified that Sundial is gonna do a hostile takeover on High Tide, and like this is the worst case scenario, is that you'd be getting like I was hearing $6.
I mean, I don't.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
So an actual. It depends on a lot of things, but like if we're talking about like a full like 100% buyout, it would basically have to be, in order for like legally for it to go through, they would have to be at a dollar amount that's beneficial enough to current shareholders.
Yeah.
They couldn't just say they're going to buy it all out for like half the current price or anything like that.
Blake made a great analogy that I'm going to pull up on Discord, but it was basically like the worst thing if this somehow goes through, which once again, it's not likely. Let's make that clear. It's more likely than not that High Tide's going to keep running operations as usual, and that Sundial is like Sundial's not going to get them for cheap. Yeah, Blake said Raj's baby's had 15 years building and won't sell for cheap. I think like worst case scenario that I've basically been hearing is you get out at like I don't know, what would basic 3 or 4x from here. The Sundial acquisition goes through, but that removes your potential of having the potential like 15 to 30 bagger going forward and selling out at your shares at like $30 in, I don't know, 5-10 years, right?
Yeah. You you lose out potentially on the benefits of having Raj Grover run the company into the future, and instead Sundial runs the show.
Management is a big part of your thesis too with high tide, so like that's
but
giant part that
and at the end of the day, like if they tried to buy up enough shares to be able to do something like that, like just them buying those shares on the open market would probably drive up the price some. So
it's a win-win, but it also isn't at the same time.
Yeah, it just depends on what their angle is, right? I personally think that it's a positive sign because it's one of two things. Either they're saying like they believe in the company enough that they want to own a piece of it, or they're saying it's enough of a threat to them and their business that they want to try to interfere with them by buying a bunch. So either way, they're basically saying, yeah, we're acknowledging that this company is really strong, and they either want a piece of it or they're afraid of it.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a little of both.
Yeah. I'd say it's a good problem to be in compared to some other issues.
They certainly didn't spend that money on those shares to light it on fire. So I personally think like if it's getting, it's bringing more eyes onto the stock and getting more interest in it because, another public company bought 5% of this company. That's interesting. It might get more people into the company because, what if there is a takeover attempt, and people forward looking, anticipating that, might buy up more shares and bid it up. So really what we're looking at, I think, is a positive overall.
Yeah. Echoes, you missed out on your best friend's strongman personal finance in the first 10 minutes of the show. Speaking of whale watching, we do have the Google whale in here. Dividend, dude, what's your thesis of Google as of recently? What have you been buying?
I've just been buying a lot. It's like actually probably the most concentrated I've ever been in one position. It's the most money I've ever held in one position is Google.
What's the concentration percentage wise?
31% now.
Oh, geez. All right. That's pretty. That is pretty. That's pretty beefy. I mean, I don't disagree with you on Google. I think it's quite good here, but this is mostly
Amazon's a really good opportunity too right now. You know?
So this is one that financial Twitter is divided on, which I actually like, because if it was like Hims or Palantir, where like everybody was just pumping it and saying how great it is, I'd think, this has to fall more to be worth it.
Yeah, you'd grab.
But you have pretty much an even split of people saying, I'm buying more Google, and other people being like, no, ChatGPT is going to destroy them. And so I think the people shouting about ChatGPT, it's the narrative following the share price more so than anything.
The thing with that is they don't serve the same purpose,
right?
First of all, and then second of all, ChatGPT has been around for I think over a year, maybe close to 2 years now. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, the LLMs are getting more advanced. Google has their own LLM, by the way, as well, but it's besides the point. They're getting more advanced. But what, like right now, it's like the thing with it's like basically with Tesla, right? It's all talk, and there's no actual data to back up what people are saying. People are saying Google's being destroyed by LLMs and stuff. It's all talk, right? The financials of Google's search revenue are so great. The queries are still growing. Google recently reported that it just hit a new all-time high in searches, right? So if there's a time where actual data says that Google search is being affected by LLMs, then I could reconsider. But until that happens, I think it's a grand buying opportunity. And the narrative to me seems wrong because different purposes. I think people are very ingrained with Google. I think people are very used to using Google. People who have Chrome, it integrates seamlessly with Chrome, and Chrome's the most popular browser in the world.
Yep.
It's just, I think it's a lot of narrative.
Yeah, I mean, you covered a lot of the points that I've also kind of considered when it comes to Google. Like, I've been using Google products longer than you've been alive at this point. Like, to put it into perspective, like, I'm not going to change that habit like on a dime to go with some new thing. Like, I can understand why people are amazed with Chat GPT because it can like kind of do your homework for you or whatever. But you know, those of us that are too old to need to do homework anymore, we like, what's Chat GPT really going to do for us? I don't know. I've never
what 19-year-old Latina girls are into these days.
I don't know.
You like that one?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know really. I mean, I guess I have concepts of what I might use Chat GPT for hypothetically, but the need has never really come up. Most of the things I would want to look up, it's just like a real quick lookup, and Google search still does the best at getting me to whatever website I'm trying to reach or whatever. And also, yes, Gmail, Chrome, heck, we're on a platform right now called YouTube. They've got a lot of cool things going for them. And then you have the bears on Uber stock saying that, oh, well, Waymo is going to kill them. Well, who owns that? Google. So there's a lot of avenues for them
Google
to continue to, good. And their cloud business is potentially a competitor to like AWS and Microsoft Azure and stuff. So they've got a lot of different irons in the fire. It's not like search is the only thing they have. And there's also still not really much of a reason to think that search is going to implode. Now, could the growth in search slow down some? Yeah, it could. Could it plateau? It could. But then they still have other things that are driving growth. So, and it's not really expensive either, to be 100% honest.
It's definitely not. I mean, the stock is now at, I think, 21 times earnings, 19 or 18 times forward earnings. It's
pull it up on finchat.io.
Projected to grow earnings, double
and
digit
CAGR. They've got a pretty solid buyback program, and I don't think that the levels they're buying back at, like especially recently, are terribly out of line. It's not like Apple buying back their own shares at like 40 times cash flow or whatever. So I think look at
those margins though.
You let those buybacks and that earnings growth compound for a few years, and people will be like, how come I didn't buy Google?
People are going to be I think that's what people are going to say in a couple of years, because I think we're obviously going to see continued earnings growth, and I think we're definitely going to see margin expansion. Maybe not, but even if there's no margin expansion, you get an attractive return with the buybacks, with the dividend as well. You also have the company's not spending an increased amount of CapEx right now, and I think that's going to happen for a couple of years, but that's not going to be forever. And their operating cash flow growth has been absolutely like phenomenal, and free cash flow is operating cash flow, cash from operations minus CapEx. So when they go back to normal levels of CapEx, the free cash flow should explode. And it's kind of a similar thing to Amazon.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't a similar thing happen with Meta, because they had a lot of CapEx during that time where their share price plummeted, and then
with the Meta what was it?
The Metaverse,
Metaverse. MetaQuest is the other thing. But a similar thing did happen with Meta, and but all of the Microsoft, Amazon, and Google for the data centers, I think mainly due to their cloud business, but also AI in general. They need to spend a lot of CapEx for the next couple of years, but that's going to, in my opinion, turn into great returns for them for the next decade and 2 decades. I think you have to own Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. I own all three, and I think if you're not, I think you're being silly, because I think cloud's really gonna crush.
I mean, wouldn't you say it's probably okay if somebody just wants to pick one?
What
if you're already an SHG though? Like, why?
Well, then you do have some exposure. But I think Amazon, Google, Microsoft, I love those three. I think Amazon and Google are great valuations. I think Microsoft's okay, and I think Google's the best of the three. That's just my opinion.
Because I can say I have Amazon and Google, but Microsoft has to actually.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, where does it have to get for you to start like eyeing it?
Well, I don't want to act like I'm this like guru on CNBC, knowing what everything's.
Hey, you're a Google
I'm
whale.
not.
We know your role.
But I guess my opinion. What would you ask for my opinion on when I would? I've been adding slowly. I've been adding a little bit of Microsoft here. Not like a lot. Not like a lot.
I technically bought $6 worth of my dividend. I hate to brag.
I think 380.
So I will say Microsoft.
I don't think it's expensive or cheap.
It's less expensive than I thought it was. So I'll say that right off the bat.
I'm not saying it's cheap. It's definitely not cheap.
Yeah, it's not maybe not cheap, but like actually, I'm gonna have to go ahead and agree with you that it's not terribly expensive either.
Yeah, when it was at 450, that's
like
expensive.
The price is not great, not terrible. It's
yeah.
It's like
I'm pulling up this
Chernobyl
thing on Finchat. Enough's enough.
It's all right. I mean, it's not terribly expensive or cheap. So.
I mean, I think like back of the napkin, if it fell to like 325, 330, something like that, probably looks almost as attractive as Google at that point, maybe.
All right, so that means 350, 360.
I mean, analysts have it as a strong buy. So I mean,
analysts have anything as a strong buy. We could. I'm not even joking. Everybody name a stock in the comment section. Just name a stock, and I guarantee that analysts are going to have more buys.
Coca-Cola.
Coke. That Coke is
that probably is a hold rating.
Well, I don't know. These analysts are pretty. All right, Fiscal. What are you looking at valuation wise for Microsoft?
I was just using stock analysis on my end.
Oh, okay.
You drive the Finchat.
You can just look at these numbers, right? Just look at these numbers. 30 times the earnings, and you're getting your projected earnings growth is around like 15, 14, 13%. Like that's not bad. It's not cheap, but it's not bad. In my opinion, with how many segments Microsoft has, how wide of a moat it is, I don't think it's bad.
Is the price to free cash flow inflated right now too because of how much capex they're doing?
Yeah, it is because the price to operating cash flow is only 23.
Oh, okay.
So if the capex went away, that would be essentially the price to free cash flow. Cool. That's kind of what Double D's was hinting at earlier.
All right. Well, everybody name a stock. We're going Coke.
I guess, yeah. It's always a buy, no matter. No, I'm joking.
It is. It's quote of the year 2023. It goes. We just get estimates, analysts. Oh, come on.
Oh God.
Don't say anything, Dividend, dude. Don't even think about it. We'll wait for that to pull up.
Wait, but also with the Google, even what he said, it's not even encapsulating all the things they have. Google Maps, Google Docs, Google Sheets. They have Google Pixel as a phone. They have, there's so much. I think you guys underestimate how much they have.
They have their tablets. They have.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that Google has that we don't maybe even consciously think about it because they're so integrated into our lives.
So Coke, we have 7 analysts recommending it as a strong buy. 14 recommending it as a buy. 4 recommending it as hold.
Oh my God.
Okay, next
right
one
here,
we have
28 times. Oh, come on, guys.
All right.
Why is everyone
Cabo says MPW, and he's a channel member, so.
I could see MPW being the one outlier where there's a bunch of sell because they don't know, they have debt.
MPW. Ew.
I know. It's a tail down memory lane. This is what happens when you don't analysts. There we go. Oh, wow. Here we go.
Shoot.
I'm not shocked at this at all.
The analysts don't like it.
We have 2 analysts saying it's a buy, 6 saying it's a hold, 3 sell.
So there was actually one fairly highly rated analyst that just upgraded the price target to $9.
Oh, nobody likes a bragger.
Yeah.
SNDL, 2 say it's a buy. The 2 people that are covering it. Uber, I guarantee everybody's going to say it's an Uber.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be listed as
everybody's
a strong
going to
buy.
say that's a strong buy. Are you an Uber Double D's? Yeah.
No.
No?
Well, you should get in it.
Is it because robotaxis?
Yeah. Now look. Hold on.
I knew it.
With Uber, I actually am on the side. I think it's going to do well. I don't know. I just don't like the unpredictability, and I could be dead wrong. I probably am.
So you think that like maybe the 5% chance or whatever of robotaxi destroying them is?
I think
like
it's higher than 5%.
Oh.
I think it's like all right. I'm not saying it's likely. I'd say like
It's
10
50,
to 20%. I'd say 10 to 20%.
50-50.
Because it could either happen or it wouldn't.
Look. If I mean, Tesla's already came out and said, I don't know if you guys saw, like it was like a month or 2 months ago, but Tesla said that they're not going to be partnering with Uber. Now, I think Tesla does have some software in terms of full self-driving that they could eventually build. Keyword eventually. I think it's going to take incredibly long to scale and to build all those little Tesla taxi things, and get that software refined, the regulations, all this stuff. I think it's going to take a very, very long time. But I think Uber's just kind of behind the technology, right? I think if you're taking a drive, just looking at the pure unit economics, let's just take everything else away. The pure unit economics of a ride without a driver is a lot cheaper than a ride with a driver. That's just, I guess, common sense.
Huh?
And so, in the long term, if they can get to that point, I think there's no reason Tesla should exist. And now, the likelihood of that happening, I don't think it's likely. I think, regulations, it'll take a while. I think Uber maybe adapts.
I mean, what if I told you that I personally rode in a Uber self-driving car in 2018?
I would be pretty shocked. Yeah.
They were testing them here where I live until one ran over a pedestrian. But no, they have the technology.
Oh, geez. Yeah. But
and to be fair, it only did that because the lady that was supposed to be watching it was like distracted on her phone, because they had people in the driver's seat in case there was like a glitch or something. And
hopefully she wasn't using a Pixel phone, because that'd really be full circle with Google.
Oh my god! But it's you could probably find news articles. You search like Uber self-driving car runs over pedestrian in Tempe, Arizona.
I'm actually an Uber One subscriber, so I'm using it. Like,
okay, all right. You're a customer. You're a customer. You're just not an investor.
Okay. Yeah, we'll profit off of you. Okay, so not me. I don't know personally, Fiscal. Have you been keeping up with the Khmer saga? I just know that he's getting absolutely like bent over.
So, I go into his voice chat sometimes and listen to the.
Are you gonna ever speak sometime and just like completely rip on him? Like on one of these days, if it's like gets really bad, I think you should go in and. You remember when you called me not really smart at all?
But he I heard that he sold a bunch to cover his margin call, because he had like an $8,000 margin call and he couldn't deposit that much. So
I'm expecting Cambodian to catch us up too.
The one day that the NASDAQ was down 4%, I looked at one of his videos for the first time in like close to a year. I think he was down like 20, at least 20. I think he was down like 20 grand, and there was a margin call at the bottom of his thing.
He got hit like 28% in one day or something. It was bad. It was so bad.
Like if you're losing, if your portfolio is going down, I mean, I'm not, obviously every once in a while the stock market's going to go down, but if your portfolio is going down 28% in one day, there's probably an issue there.
And we're only down 3% year to date.
Yeah. So Blake's comment there is actually, it's pretty much correct. Yeah, he's getting wrecked, and he still doesn't, or he either doesn't know or he knows but is in denial of the fact that
the thing is,
yes, his ideas on how to invest are 100% fundamentally incorrect.
If all these companies he owns, like MicroStrategy and Tesla, rip higher, he won't even capture them.
No, he won't. He won't capture the recovery. And the worst part is that his biggest stuff is all either Tesla or Misty, which is it's leveraged Bitcoin leveraged with options. So it's like any drop in Bitcoin, just that's the reason. Yeah. It's so, and then he leverages it again with margin. So it's like leverage on leverage on leverage. And
Oh god.
When you're doing well, it feels like you're invincible. But then, and his friend Kenny, the guy that apparently got him into investing or whatever back in the day, which we need to get him on the show.
Quinn Gonjin, we're gonna get him on. We're gonna get
okay. But I heard him talking to Khmer, and he was telling hey, if you're gonna use margin, you might be making a ton of money Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but come Friday, somebody's gonna come and take something from you. It's not gonna last forever, and you got to be ready for when that day comes. And he was sitting there and actually taking it. But what I heard is that he changed his mind and then banned Kenny.
No, God, bro needs to learn about basic U.S. history, right? I mean, if we look at why there was certain depressions and a big reason was people over levering in the stock market. And I mean, I'm not trying to diss his age, but you would think he would know that. You think he would know some basic U.S. history and kind of avoid leverage, but I guess
he's not the wisest individual, believe it or not.
Yeah,
we're
not
about
very
a couple
smart
years
at all.
into this. Yeah, it's good for us. You're not very smart at all. Let's see some of the comments here. Great comment section. Pretty sure he lied. I love this profile picture, by the way, Clombodian. This is definitely a one-up. I don't know how you get hands on that. Pretty sure he lied to the bank about the use for his $100K personal loan as well. He's got that. Doesn't he have that Cybertruck too?
Yeah. So he has a financed Cybertruck. He's paying $1,200-$1,500 something a month on. I don't know the exact payment, but it's over $1,000 he's paying for a financed Cybertruck. He has a personal loan that he used to fund a Robinhood account, which he then also leveraged with margin.
Oh God, Jesus.
Yeah. This is.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
That's talking about getting in the golden SCHD.
Wait,
no.
It's too late. It's too late.
Wait. Let me hear this. Wait, so so he's taking out a loan to throw money into Robinhood to get margin on Robinhood to invest in leverage ETFs.
Yeah, so he put the money from a personal loan onto margin, and then
God,
he put it into Robinhood, and then borrowed on that account as well.
Like quadruple leverage.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so he's paying interest to Robinhood. He's paying interest on the personal loan. He's paying interest on his Cybertruck.
He's paying the fee on the index, right? If he's holding the
1% fee that yield max, which sounds small compared to all the debt that he's paying.
But he knows how to use margin though.
Avoid bad debts.
Yeah, he's not somebody anybody should listen to.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's bad. It's so bad. It's just flat. And he owes back taxes. I heard that he hasn't paid his or even filed his taxes in 8 years or something.
He should go on financial audit. Get him with Caleb Hammer.
Get him on Caleb Hammer.
That would be so good.
Much as Caleb Hammer makes me cringe, that would be a funny episode.
I actually, since Aria recommended it, I watched a couple of things. They're actually quite kind of entertaining. I'm gonna be honest.
But yeah, it's like Jerry Springer of finance.
I would pay so much money to see Khmer in his college years. He was having inappropriate sexual behaviors.
He wasn't dating any single moms, that's for sure.
No, there's some.
You only date cheerleader and prom queen.
Oh my God. Okay, here. This is absolutely mint. Henry posted this on the Discord.
Risky behavior like gambling problem, party lifestyle, sexual behavior. You just go out there and party life, city girl, and taking drugs, drinking alcohols, doing all these things. I went through college and I didn't smoke pot. And there's thousands of people went to college did not smoke pot.
Do you think he's lying, Fiscal?
I don't think he's lying, but I think that's a very stupid measure of. I mean, and I say this as someone I've never smoked pot either, but I don't think that somehow makes him or anybody superior to anybody else. And it certainly doesn't make you more risk averse because what he's doing is a form of gambling. Actually.
I know for a fact Khmer he's absolutely been the guy at he's somehow invited himself into a party or maybe the school dance or something. He was absolutely the guy by the chips, and that was by the chips and the drink, the little table they have in the corner, just kind of lingering there, watching everybody dance. He was absolutely.
He literally said in one of his things, you don't want to be the lonely Asian guy in the corner. That's not me, though. That's not me.
I swear, not me.
And it's like he was totally telling on himself.
Yeah. Mayor,
Jeez.
just admit it. There's nothing wrong with being a party animal. Cabo says that he's a retarded major. Yep.
Yeah, he's highly regarded.
Very regarded. Now he's a JROTC instructor. Yeah. VA to issue me pot. That's great.
You know what? I actually think to be a solid. I might buy a little bit of this in my Roth IRA, just a tiny bit. I think I've never talked about this name before, but I was thinking about it. I was looking at it a little bit. I think DraftKings could be a little bit of a good investment.
Boy, do I have a stock for you if you're into gambling.
Gaming.
Boy, do I have a stock for you if you're into gambling.
No, because I think with the sports betting, I'm telling you, I'm in college. I'm telling you, the young people, like people my age, absolutely die for it, and it's super popular.
You're speaking from experience.
Everyone does, maybe a little bit. Everyone does it, and I think just that name, and obviously, I think it's going to be very profitable long term. Yeah, sure, it's not maybe the financials and the regulations, but I'm not investing it in my main portfolio. It would just be a small holding my Roth if I did touch it. It's definitely a more risky one.
6% dividend yield, 5% dividend yield. Do they buy back shares?
They have a dividend.
Are they undervalued? Oh, yikes! That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into evolution?
Not really.
Like you'd like it. Oh, okay. This could be the intervention.
I know.
Now's your time to get onto the show.
I know it's what do they do? It's like the black.
So you can't buy it in Robinhood though, so that's probably an issue.
Yeah, get back on Schwab. Your buffoonery.
Table
or Fidelity. Get Fidelity.
Yeah. The thing with evolution, though, I think evolution has double D's. You were saying that a lot of people were using or in college are using sports gambling, right?
Yeah.
How much do you think kids are betting?
I don't know. I think more than they should be.
Relatively, though, they're not the highest spending consumers unless they're getting their money from elsewhere.
No.
I think the consumers for Evolution's games that are doing online blackjack are more likely to be older people, more likely to be higher spenders. And another thing that... Say what?
They're like Khmer. They have more income.
Yeah, they have more income. They come from...
Khmer's going to throw it all in red after he... No, I'm joking. I don't know.
Okay, we're going to go on reds. Okay, dealers, I want to go to red. No, but Evolution, I actually know that they're a much higher market share. They're basically a monopoly at that point. I think DraftKings has high competition.
Yeah, FanDuel. It's the big one.
They do or don't?
No, they do. They have FanDuel.
Yeah, they have FanDuel. They have Prize Picks. I think there's going to be competition there. You always see those ads of, sign up now, get an extra $50, win up to $500, yada yada yada. The Evolution, though, they're much more middleman kind of business where they don't need to do all that marketing. Margins are much higher. I think the regulatory risk could be a little higher in Evolution.
Potentially.
Yeah, the parent company of FanDuel is the biggest gambling company in the world in terms of market cap, as Seymour Duck says.
He's the resident gambling expert, so we got to defer to him.
He is. He's extremely well versed in many of those industries. If you're a channel member, you would know which industry that he's referring to, or that I'm referring to right now. He's very well versed. He's a very interesting man, a duck, one could even say.
Yeah, it's true. He's got some stories.
Yeah, he does. I think Evolution's worth looking into. If you're just viewing it as a small kind of a speculative holding, I think you get the dividend with Evolution. I know that's not the prime part of your thesis. I think I don't know how DraftKings is valued, but I think
what I've heard with Evolution is that the buyback's going to be goated.
I'll give it a look too. Fabio's in Evolution too.
We'll give it a look.
But yeah, you'd have to, but you wouldn't be able to buy it on Robinhood because it's an OTC trade.
That is a little bit annoying, but yeah.
That's why it's partially also why it's a bit of a discount because it's kind of harder.
You have to use a boomer brokerage to buy it.
Oh, jeez.
It's the benefit of having a boomer brokerage. No, they're not 800 a share. The Evolution AB is
EVVTY is the US ticker. So he might be looking at, because it's different no matter depending where you're buying it. So
I'm debating going heavier in Evolution because it kind of acts inverse to all these US stocks of how volatile they are recently.
Good point, Dex. Yeah. Fabio's left nut.
Fabio's in it. If he's in it, then we're here to win.
Yeah. DraftKings financials are surprisingly strong. Last 2 quarters of free cash flow have been increasingly positive, but we'll see. I don't know.
Actually, for some reason, I can't type in the chat, but it's EVVTY.
FD. All right, we'll look at some DraftKings tonight. Let's have the fun of it. Last 2 quarters,
it's just turning more like free cash flow positive, but it's definitely a more speculative one. It's not like a consistent compounder, as the kids would say. That's the term.
Quality compounder, I prefer.
Quality compounder.
Thank you for that, Seymour. Yep.
It's not a quality. Yeah.
Pretty good growth rate here on the revenue.
Oh, that could be a quality compounder right there.
That could be.
And I heard them experimenting with the idea of offering. This would be a really radical idea. I've never heard of this, but like kind of like a subscription to get better odds.
Oh my God!
Heard of that. I've literally never heard of that, but
But you can do like a 2-leg parlay or something.
I have no idea. I think just in terms of the whole industry, I think they're kind of pioneering it. That's kind of like the short-term thesis I can give.
I don't sports gamble really. I can't even consider Prize Picks sports gambling. It's literally.
Well, I mean, you definitely shouldn't. The odds are stacked against you.
Hey, it's not heavily sports betting when you know you're going to win.
And the deceptive thing about sports betting is people who do it, like who watch a lot of sports, think they have an edge, and you don't. But they think they do because they watch a ton of sports. So they're like, oh, I know that Steph Curry's going to hit 5 threes tonight, and you're like, it's just like, no, you don't. Yeah, and they think they can have an edge, and you really don't, because you don't know what anyone's going to do on a given night and stuff, and but that's kind of, I guess, good on the business side of it, but for the consumer, it's bad.
We'll talk about what's Roberto saying. What day is? I'm reading this right now. I'm trying to understand it. Roberto says, what day of the week is Double D's going to proclaim a different company as Google is? I'll make a veiled prediction right now. I think you're going to sell it on Nike in the next year.
Okay.
And I'm not even saying that like it coming from a negative perspective. I just know what's going to happen.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't.
You're going to get there's going to be another opportunity, and I think Nike's going to be swapped.
You think that Nike is going to be the one that doesn't?
I think you're eventually going to see. I think the stock isn't going to move up, and I think it's going to be the same with Target with me. I think it's going to be the last one kind of lagging behind.
It's going to feel like dead money.
All right, yeah. I honestly think that's how it's going to go.
The
Target comparison is very fair.
Yeah, with my largest holding before Google was Paycom, but I was still buying Google when I held Paycom. The reason I sold Paycom was the most recent earnings report. They had a big slowdown in revenue growth, and I was expecting somewhat of a stabilized revenue or reacceleration, and that was part of my thesis. And like the recent earnings report just kind of destroyed my thesis. And the stock surprisingly went up a good bit after I made a nice profit on that. But it just I did not see what I wanted to see from them. And the guy, when you're guiding down to, I think it was 7% revenue growth for the next year, that's just it's not priced appropriately, in my opinion. But yeah, yeah, I think you have to be able to do that though. People can call you a swing trader, but you have to be able to re-verify your holdings, and if they no longer align with what you want, I think you have to be able to sell.
That's why you buy ETFs, everybody. SHG. Not non-paid sponsor. Do you own Celsius still?
No.
Did you own it?
I owned it for a very short period of time.
This doesn't sound very good. What did I miss? This is what happens when Double D's goes to college.
No. Well, I didn't lose any money. I sold it at a flat, actually. I just, it was like zero.
And I got out of Target flat, too. Let's be realistic here.
No, I did. I don't know. There has to be able to prove it. I mean, let's see. I'll log on right here.
Dan, you better call in. If you can get in the chat, I think you can call in.
But let's see here. We'll send it in the Discord.
Last chance for viewer call-ins, everybody. If we have good 20 to 30 minutes left, if I feel like it. we need to add revenue bad, by the way. So smash the like button if you haven't already.
Now's your chance, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. He won't show his face, but you get me instead. I'm close enough. I've seen Double D's what he looks like. It's pretty close to me.
I mean,
a drunk Dan coming onto the show would not tell me that wouldn't do numbers for the cash flow king.
I mean, it is after hours now.
Oh, thanks for the reminder, Fiscal. Which means when cash flow kings go after hours, that means we have to change the background. Ooh, after hours. Dan, he's not showing his face. We have to respect Double D's choice to not get identity.
Yeah, he doesn't want his parents or his college professors.
You get me. I'll give you everything
after
hours.
An
open book. Yeah, John, I timed that fucking horribly. That was rough. I actually probably sold at the bottom too.
Okay, well, I lost a little bit of money, but it's not a lot. It was very minimal in terms of the share price difference.
Lord. 3M, bro. 3M is up so much. Dude, look at this. This is actually horrible. I sold, I want to say October of 2020. I sold right somewhere here.
That's why you need to get the crayons out and do more testing.
Might have been here. It's up 92 Paul.
What is the reason for the major
criminal?
The major rise in the stock?
I guess business might have been. You could tell me, dude.
I guess just with the market uncertainty, maybe people want something more certain. I don't know. If
we do have somebody joining us, and it's not Dan. It's none other than episode 32 veteran Bacon Memes. Welcome in.
Booyah, Kramer. Hey, just heard about this stock called Palantir. Wondering if you could let me know what you think, Kramer.
Palantir is a sin.
Kramer.
Palantir is a sin. Palantir is given from the hands of Satan himself.
Did I just got called Jim? Yeah, all right.
No. I didn't call you Jim Kramer.
I'm Jim Kramer.
I was just joking around here. Call it.
Bacon Memes doesn't drink with friends on St. Patrick's Day weekend. He's a responsible individual.
AKA a loser. No. I'm not like one of those confrontational, agitative guys.
He's here to watch. He's a Cashflow Kings channel member that's here to watch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Alex. Oh my God, Alex Carp is.
Let's go.
All right.
Magic
Carp up in the world.
You got really nice.
Alex Carp, your stock is very overvalued. I just have to say.
You got to tell him it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. The valuation is ridiculous. I will say.
I'm telling you, whenever you stopped saying that, it went down.
I know. It was actually kind of crazy.
I think we need to bring it back so we can.
I put out a poll. I put out a poll after a bit because the replies on every time I would post that would be so half-half. It would be like some people would just be laughing and then other people would just be annoyed. So I put out a poll. Do you want me to continue? And it was 53% no. And then I was just okay, whatever. I'll just stop.
Take the occasion.
So I stopped.
Funny.
Yeah. And when I stopped, the stock just started going down. So
that's when it wasn't very funny.
Yeah.
Alex Carp says thanks for the free.
No problem.
Yeah, lately you need all the help
I
you
hope
can
this
get,
is
Mr.
not the
Carp.
real Alex Carp.
Alex Carp.
I gotta look at this guy's channel now.
I wonder if he knows me. No, there's no way. I don't think he would. He does.
Nah, you got Tom Nash.
And then Amit.
Oh,
Do you think
Has
maybe
Amit,
he saw?
has Amit ever engaged with your stuff?
What I'll tell you is he went back and found all the old grab posts. I was at one point like the only person post, and he liked one of them from like way back before it started getting attention on. He's been very quiet about grab lately since it didn't pump. I don't know.
That was crazy. That one weekend where everyone was talking about grab.
Yeah,
There's one weekend where literally every single person and their mother was talking about grab.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? And by the way, my cost average is $3.48. So I don't need the regards to pump it, but I would like them to.
Yeah, that's
It's the next Palantir. No, I don't know.
No,
Pretty much.
it certainly isn't going to go to like
There was-
$100 a share. or
Wait, I
anything,
think there was a
but-
point where Palantir was trading for like over, I want to say over 85 times sales.
That's the power of Palantir. We just
That,
don't
you know how
understand it.
ridiculous that is? Like that is
ridiculous.
no, it's actually like so stupid. Oh my god, I don't know how else to say it other than just saying this is ridiculous, because I genuinely, people think I'm joking. That's what I believed when I would look at it. That's what I believed in. So I just posted
Palantir is
what I
basically
believed.
like Bitcoin. First, it's going to go to 20 trillion, and then 200 trillion, and other people just don't understand.
Yeah, they don't see the growth. Dan, I want you in here. I'm a little disappointed you aren't in here.
Aggressively buying
Bacon could show up.
0.6 shares of
That's
McDonald's.
some aggressive buying. I did some aggressive Google
Dan
buying.
Weston, McDonald's whale.
The whale. The McDonald's, the Oracle.
He's a McDonald's whale, but not the Brendan Fraser way of being a whale.
The Oracle of Central New York, Dan Weston. Oh, Dan is absolutely drunk right now. I'm here for it, but Dan, if you want to call him a homophobic slur, do it at least on the show so we can get some monetization off. Probably demonetization.
But something for the fans. Good old fan service.
Yeah. Dan, I'm giving you 15 minutes. I'm not even giving you. We'll give you 5 minutes. I've had it.
Shot clock, Dan.
Yeah. Bacon.
Yeah, I
what's
think you
your
have a
standard?
weird obsession with just talking about me. I think every like 3 sentences, one of them is just about me. Like, come on, wouldn't it be better to focus on yourself? Improve yourself. Come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah, well, what's the rev growth in McDonald's, Dan? How about that? If you're gonna make fun of Nike,
that might be the one to get him on. What is McDonald's at now? I remember a day where McDonald's was trading at under $93 a share.
I just remember someone made a silly funsy bet on like McDonald's not being above, what was it, like 300 a share for a week? They ended up losing. it was amusing. It was amusing.
Oh, we're on a dip. We're below 300 to 99.8.
Oh no. You were going to ask me something though, Ryan? Or did I mishear?
I forgot.
My ISP or my fully depreciated.
Oh yeah, what does your Saturday night look like usually?
Vibing. Cleaning up around the apartment. Nothing really that cool.
Does it include any of these behaviors?
Risky behavior like gambling problem, party lifestyle, sexual behavior. You just go out there and party life, city girl, and taking drugs, drinking alcohols, doing all these things. I went through college and I didn't smoke pot. And there's thousands of people went to college did not smoke pot.
Yeah, bags. Definitely guilty of bags on a Saturday. Let me tell you. Ooh, love me a good tote bag.
I just love how he added an S to the end of every word in there. Alcohols.
Yes.
Just pots. Sexual behaviors.
I refuse to stop. Thank you very much.
I
don't care what Khmer says.
Oh.
You should get Khmer on CFK.
Dude,
I tried. Well, I
have.
offered. That was like when he called me. When he said I wasn't smart.
Oh,
I was like, hey,
yeah.
like you can come on and like discuss your thing if you want. Like I'll do it. Do it live. And he doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need view. He doesn't need subscriber.
But
There's
Not very
a
smart at
better
all.
chance of episode 32 happening again than him ever.
I think in general, if someone's not, able to like have discourse with like other people just about, just like any topic, it just doesn't, give off a good impression, I guess. Because, if Khmer was able to talk about it more openly, I think he would, even maybe I think maybe he would realize what he's doing is, not the best idea. And that's only if you're able to have discourse with people you disagree with. So, but he clearly isn't open to doing that.
Ban him.
He asked a question. It's okay. I'll ban him later.
They don't want an echo chamber at all in their community, according to Khmer. They just don't want people saying why yield max is a failure.
There was another clip that Henry posted. Hey, I'll pull it out, but it's like, oh no, there was two things I want to cover. So it's like this one guy, he literally sounds like slow, and he drops the R bomb. He's like retarded. Literally, it's just like it's probably like symbolism. That's like Shakespeare level like symbolism. It was absolutely hilarious. And then there was another one of Fabio posted it in the Discord, and it was some guy calling Khmer the F word, and it's not the 4-letter one. And it was hilarious. This is it though.
A question: if you were walking through the woods and you knew there was 1,000 grizzly bears, what would you do?
Get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I'm not walking at woods. Well, is he on cocaine?
I would go in. Okay.
Is that bear on cocaine?
I would bring bear spray.
The point is, you can't hide from grizzly bears. You can't hide from a $20,000 Bitcoin. If that happens, sell your wife, get on OnlyFans, do whatever you got to do, sell your house, and buy Bitcoin.
Sell your wife?
Hey,
what is the 17th century?
There, desperate times.
You don't know my wife.
Oh, you got a thing. Someone got hit.
Great when Bacon comes in too.
He spread around that Palantir money.
I'm never gonna know who gave.
Congratulations, Aaron.
This has to be Seymour Duck because nobody else has ever gifted us a Casual Geeks channel. Actually, I don't know. Thank you, whoever it was.
Mystery guest.
It.
Yeah, Alex
Carp. All right, here we go.
Dividend, dude, are you dancing? I hope you're dancing.
Perchance.
That was a dance.
Walk like an Egyptian, bro.
Dan could have been doing that if he actually came on to the show. That upsets me.
Yeah, I'm baiting the gift clippers. They're everywhere.
So, how does the Khmer saga come to an end? Do we have any predictions?
Self-deletion.
In what context?
I mean,
Joker.
I don't know.
Like,
he's probably too far up his own ass to do that, actually. But
Heath Ledger.
I think he's just gonna lose all his money in his portfolio, and then he's just gonna stop posting. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's my prediction. Because once you're like
pay attention too much, I don't think
if his portfolio goes to zero, what is he gonna post?
His comeback,
lifestyle content.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I guess.
Yeah, he's already dabbled into lifestyle content already, so it's inevitable.
He's gonna start doing frugal content, minimalist lifestyle.
No, but no, like he definitely the tone has been dark lately. Like they won't say we were wrong and we're fucked, but you hear it in their voice, and that can go pretty dark places.
Well, like,
especially somebody that's like very low intelligence, probably not very extremely well emotionally regulated, it could get very dark.
But like, you listen to the people in that chat, and like, they just don't sound like. No offense, they don't sound normal. And I sound like an asshole saying that, but like, it's some of the arrogance that it comes off of.
Yeah, they talk about being past the points of no return. Like they can't sell now; they're too deep. Like it's like it reminds me of the people that thought Best Buy was, or not Best Buy, Bed Bath and Beyond rather, was going to make them millionaires. Yeah, even after it went bankrupt, it's going to turn around anytime now.
Even after it got delisted.
Yeah,
I hate to brag. I wasn't Tattooed Chef. I hate to brag. My $46 at peak equity in Tattooed Chef. I don't want to one up anybody here, but yeah. The funny thing is with the gifted channel memberships is that they're completely random. Like you can't choose who you're gifting it to.
Yeah.
I would love for one of these days to somebody get it, and it's like somebody. It's like Khmer's. It's Khmer's account. We the Khmer's is gifted a channel membership, or it's like somebody we know. I mean, High Speed Money Trader has been gifted.
Random fun fact: it is possible to hit yourself with a gifted membership. Like I don't know if they've ever changed the algo on that, but yeah, I've seen it happen in other lives. So
amazing.
Yeah, just weird gee whiz info.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another classic is swimming in the Bahamas with the shirt on. Oh cat, the shirt. Nothing screams I've made it like going to the Bahamas, and I might have to recreate that photo next time I go. I don't have a coat hat, but just get like a white T-shirt on and
oh my god,
get my reading glasses, go out in the ocean, and take a nice picture of myself. Nice little smirk on my face.
Make sure you've got your Tesla hat on too.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that Amazon's becoming like or they're starting like a Temu kind of model?
Oh yeah, I did.
Segment.
Amazon Haul.
That's going to be interesting.
I think they're going to honestly crush Temu. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think they're just going to.
I wouldn't bet against Amazon.
Yeah.
Fair stance.
Like if you're a consumer and you have the choice between Amazon Haul and Temu and you're already a Prime member, like what are you choosing? It's kind of like, I don't know.
That's the ecosystem, my friends.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, there could be like geographic nuance, but like broad strokes, yeah, they probably win.
By the way, I'm joining Capital Mindset. I don't know.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. Fabio, I'm trying to get in. Fabio's been too busy at Club 11 with some of the broads of the night in Miami.
You can join. You don't need him to do anything. You just after you join, you need to send him some information. Yeah.
No,
basically,
I can't join through the Me 6 link. That's the problem.
Oh yeah. There's a bit of like a technical hiccup there.
Oh, okay.
Which is added to
Discords has been very Discord and my credit cards.
I'll tell you what, I've been in there and it's been fabulous.
Do you get insulted for owning?
No, everyone insults everyone. Let me tell you, good sir.
No, I mean, other than like the joking around that happens, for the most part, it's been. I think it's been pretty welcoming.
Yeah, it seems like a very accretive community and networking. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I bought something based on write-ups and discussions from there, and it looks pretty good. So yeah.
Coke?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, if you know how to search and navigate through Discord, and don't mind seeing some memes and some trolling here and there.
There's no sexual behaviors on there though, right? Inappropriate sexual behaviors.
Only when I'm in the voice chat.
Okay.
The results may vary depending on who's talking.
Lincoln,
I've been in BTI. What kind of a cash
BTI are you? Yeah, it's been in my portfolio for a very long time. In fact, I got rid of all my Altria and put that into BTI like a year ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my grandpa to go into High Tide.
Your grandpa went into High Tide?
We started a very small I should say he did. Very small allocation relative to the portfolio. I've been I'm not going to say what I've been doing with that, but I've been helping him. talking through some ideas and not receiving any commission, of course, or anything like that. But
it's your inheritance, right?
Yeah, it's my inheritance, so I have to. I'm trying to do the calculations right now.
I'm not Fiscal. Do you own Google?
Yeah, always in it.
Some of my inheritance is allocated.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, it's 0.2% of or 0.2% of the portfolio. So
yeah. Some of us with older relatives were allowed to tell them how we want our inheritance allocated. And
I want it all in high tide.
Yeah,
50 G's in high tide.
Google, I have a lot of it is in Google. We'll say.
It's your dad who put the whole pour into Google.
No, it's not the whole pour.
Get your relatives to buy in the Khmer way.
Yeah. Amesy and Misty.
Ugh, that's great. I'm so happy that he's getting completely bent over.
Oh my God! It's like I believe that he put himself in such a bad situation to be levered like 4 times. I didn't even know it was possible.
Yeah. Well, the quote Nate Diaz, "I'm not surprised, motherfucker." Before we hop off of here, any for fun, why not? We'll do some market predictions. How much further does the S&P crash from here? Fiscal, would you like to start?
Ooh, the S&P. How much further does it crash from here? Are we sure it's going to keep crashing? All right. So actually, I do think.
Regard run.
So here's my thinking. First of all, on the question of whether it'll crash or not. So Friday might be a fake pump, and if it goes down on Monday, then the crash is probably set to continue. If it does continue, certainly I think we could potentially get back into the low 500s on the SPY ETF. So maybe 10% more from here.
Would that be crash territory? No,
it's somewhere between correction and crash, depending on, because I think it depends on where it's down from the highs. That's the year-to-date number.
When Dividend dude tweets out the correction post, that it's officially official.
And maybe when you stop seeing people posting bullish stuff about micro strategy and so forth, maybe.
Lincoln, yes, I have a lot. So there's always more I can add. Bacon.
Up and down week, but net it goes down even though I'm late to the party. 3.14%. Memes, dead memes.
Inappropriate behaviors.
Yeah.
That's a Camara approved joke, a good Pi Day joke.
Yeah.
He definitely told his gold digger wife a good Pi Day joke. Hello, sunshine. You remind me of Pi Day because I want to eat you all day.
Oh God.
Devil D's.
There's an image.
What's your official prediction?
And she's obviously I don't know, but if I had to give a prediction, I'd say I think around the time the Mag 7 reports earnings for the next quarter, I think we start rallying again. That's my opinion.
So I'm Lee over here.
I could be wrong, but
interesting.
That's my prediction. Because I think with the whole tariff thing, I think Trump's
unless earnings are bad.
Well, no, if they're bad, we're going a lot lower. But I don't think they're going to be bad. They could be.
I'm technically short ARK right now, so I don't care if it's bad. Yeah.
No, winner.
All right, I'm going to make a very specific prediction.
Yep.
We're going to have a really good day on Monday. On Tuesday, Trump is going to do an interview, and he's going to call Google gay. Google, you're gay. Google crashes 10%.
They're very big into transgender.
We don't want that wokeness in our country anymore. And the S&P crashes 15% specifically.
Alphabet holdings are for alphabet people.
Elon doesn't speak alphabet. He speaks computer.
He's very big in terms of computer.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up like with the losses we've already had, somewhere ending up around the 15 to 20% correction range. But knowing what's going to probably happen, we'll go on another 20% bull run. Trump doesn't say you're gay, Google, and we're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been pretty much an hour and a half here. Bacon. We got a shout out. We had like 6 different people come on. Strongman came on for the first 10 minutes of the show. Go check him out at VT420, my Tesla on Twitter. Then Jonathan Judas came on. You can find him in the comment section and on TikTok. Bacon, where can the people find you?
At 0G Bacon Memes on X, Twitter, whatever.
2A1G.
Oh yeah. That one's pretty much on like hiatus, probably effectively deed, because Andrew's being a good family man.
Was he having inappropriate sexual behaviors?
Oh no, married, and
appropriate
happily.
sexual behaviors.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
even better.
Yeah,
Khmer would approve.
and
Double
urged by the
D's.
papacy.
Double D's, you're going to be gone for the next couple of months, but where can the people find you at which fraternity house, which hazing
mostly just
incident we
Twitter.
see you in?
Just Twitter.
Okay.
And YouTube, but more Twitter.
More Twitter. Well said.
Thank you to everybody in the chat for sticking around. We had Blake, Lincoln, Padre, I saw Dex, Clombodian, of course, which I think is Henry, Alex Carp, Seymour. I would say Dan, but he didn't come on, and I think he's drunk and potentially passed out right now. We send our thoughts and prayers. Echoes, our slave editor, Oaks, get back in the basement. Go make the edits for next week.
The mines.
Clips and shorts.
Yeah, clips. Aria.
Mine's a worm.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash like button, subscribe. Do dividend, stocks, drugs, and of course, cash flow is king.